Coming up, please welcome Anna Whitehouse.
Yeah! I mean, the maths just ain't mathing. There's 74,000 mothers every year just made redundant on maternity leave. And I was like, no way. My daughter had her index finger and was gently circling his Everyone else is going, I've lost a blazer. I'm like, I'm looking for a husband.
Yeah.
Telling my two little girls that we were divorcing was the hardest moment of my life.
We always have a special guest on our podcast, and today we're joined by a woman who has quite literally changed the game for working parents. She's a journalist, a Sunday Times bestselling author, and a force of nature behind Mother Pukka. Please welcome Anna Whitehouse. Yes, girl!
I needed that bosomy hug.
Yeah, honey, I just grunted into your shoulder. I'm sure everyone just heard that. We're just going to go straight in.
Yeah.
Did you or did you not get your tea and toast?
I did.
Did you? All three times?
A little pot of jam as well.
For crying out loud!
Sorry, I know it's triggering.
All three times?
All three times, yeah.
Which one was the best out of the three? I don't mean your children. Oh. That's our favourites here. We all do.
I did go straight to that. I was like, yeah, the second one's the best. It would be the first. I think the first time is always the best, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah. The third time I didn't get butter.
Oh, boo-hoo.
And sent it back. But obviously there weren't enough staff to tend to my needs, so I got told where to go. But yeah.
So you got it 3 times.
3 times, babe. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, well,
I'm sorry
you should
for your
be.
loss.
Yeah, you can leave now. So talk to us about your incredible flex appeal that you've been campaigning for 8 years, and on behalf of all of us here, thank you for everything that you're doing, because you really are changing the law. You're changing the way that we as parents are trying to work and be parents. It's almost impossible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's just nice to see women in. I think we were meant to be in rooms full of women. We were meant to do this together. What I've been fighting for is really more of a maternal hug for the woman I was, who felt like I'd lost a sense of self, a sense of purpose, hair, sleep. There's so much that you lose, but you gain this incredible little life. But it's almost like the mothers are left sort of in the wake, you know, with kind of a mum bun and a sort of Cheerio stuck in your bra that you found from 3 days ago, and you're like, God, I haven't taken my bra off in a while. And so when it comes to fighting for flexible working, a lot of that fight for flex appeal was for the mother I was, who felt like I had lost so much, when really I was absolutely more productive, more effective. I was brilliant, and I was talent that was lost to a working world that I think needed to be grabbed by the balls and told that we're here and we're great and you do not get rid of us.
Amen.
Woo!
Absolutely.
Because you put something out on your Instagram the other day, and you'll be able to quote me on this, where you'd said about the days of holiday that we're entitled to as like full-time working people, and then the amount of time that children get off school, the school day times, you know, between like 9 and 3, but the working hours are 9 till 5 or 8 till 5. You know, it's like how it's just impossible.
I mean, the maths just ain't mathing.
Yeah.
You know, it really isn't. And I had one baby in the Netherlands, and it was only when I experienced what life could be like for parents in the Netherlands that I fought for the UK. And I came back, hit that brick wall of inflexibility and maternity discrimination. There's 74,000 mothers every year just made redundant on maternity leave. And I was like, no way. Sadly, not for me, but no way for my daughters. I couldn't raise them to work hard in their ABCs, GCSEs, and go, darling, you can do anything, you can be anyone, and then have somebody slam the door in their face when they have a baby. It's like, nah, I'm not doing that.
So they're your motivation behind all the work that you're doing, especially, you know, raising 3 daughters.
Yeah, even when they're really difficult and annoying. Like this morning, I was flapping to get here, and I think only a mother understands the flap.
Yeah.
You know, like,
so true.
I'm flapping and moist, like all the time. And they were fighting over something, and I lost it, and I just said, "Look, I'm just going to lose my temperature if you don't sort this out." And they were like, "Oh my God, Mummy's going to lose her temperature." I was like, I can't even argue.
Did you laugh
in a coherent way? And I just fell apart laughing. I was like, "You're right, I've got nothing." And they were like, "Oh, she's going to lose her temperature.
You're
Oh
lose
God,
the temperature. I like
what are we going to do?"
On that note, I mean, that what would you say are some parenting fails that stick out for you? Like maybe like years gone by, or something that you just go, "Oh God, I can't believe that happened."
Oh God, comes with a little bit of a sort of uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable one.
Good.
Share it. That's what we want.
That's what we
really
want.
Easy one.
You know, when you go to say it and you think, "Oh God, I don't think this is right." But my youngest, first baby, she was a toddler, and I had a Beagle called Douglas, and he was a rescue Beagle, and he'd grown up living on the streets, essentially living outside McDonald's, so he ate a lot of food. And I put him on a diet when he came to me, and he was a little bit like, "God, this isn't much fun." Anyway, Douglas and my daughter kind of were vaguely getting on, but okay. She was like 18 months. And I, for a second, ran to put some washing in the washing machine. And I came back and I could just hear Douglas whimpering. And he was like, "Oh." And I was like, "Oh God, what's that?" I come back in. And my daughter had her index finger and was gently circling his off. And you know that finger that toddlers have where they sort of get it into areas things? And he was lying there and she was just circling it and he wasn't moving. And I was like, I don't know what to do here. Do I disinfect first? And do I tell him off? It's not his fault. I was just literally like, I don't have the capacity for this right now. So that probably is the lowest point for me.
That's brilliant. Oh my gosh.
What did you do? Like, what did you actually
gosh.
say when you're like, "Oh, I don't know what to say in that moment"? What did you like? Take your finger out of the dog's hole?
I was like, "Who's wrong here? I don't know." Because I was like, "Why has the dog not moved? He's enjoying it."
I was going to say, it's like the noise of the dog.
Not moved. It's like,
Oh my gosh.
It was like the whole thing. Yeah, you don't know where to begin. I disinfected the finger, I separated the two of them, and then I just wiped it from my memory until this moment.
Yeah. And how does that feel now?
Sorry for bringing
very
that back.
triggering.
Parenting journey.
Yeah, it's triggering, I'm not going to lie. So yeah.
Yeah, excellent. That's a brilliant fail. Let's talk about your blended family, because you recently had another baby.
Yeah.
And did you actually, before we go into that, you had your third at 42. 43.
Yeah.
Did you get like a lot of the like, "Oh, you're geriatric," and did you get all of that nonsense that goes with it? And
I think I've had geriatric pregnancies for all of my children. I think it's from very early
30.
on.
Is it
They've changed the actual age, haven't they, a couple of times?
I think we're all geriatric mothers,
Yeah.
one way or another.
Yeah.
I think the world is ages.
Yeah.
It's actually advanced maternal age now.
oh, that's a nice word.
It's
to
a
say,
little
isn't
more
it?
palatable.
Sounds better than geriatric.
That's a bit nicer.
doesn't it?
Yeah, a bit more palatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the shop was firmly shut.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't really get much discrimination or anything like that, but there was a little bit of a fear of, God, we've been told TikTok, Mother Nature's clock. If you don't get pregnant by 29 and married by 30, who are you? And I think I just thought of 42. I was like, well done, old girl. Jesus Christ.
Still got it.
Still got it.
The sort of boobs have started heading south a bit, and then they perked back up again momentarily.
Right.
And then they went back down again, another centimetre or so. But yeah, I didn't really face much, and I think it was more just a recognition maybe that I had thought my biology was all determined by this slightly patriarchal TikTok of Mother Nature's clock. And I'm not saying it's not harder when you're older, but I felt more in control. I felt like less anxious. I kind of had done it before.
Yeah.
So I was like, God, might get to actually enjoy some of this instead of sort of the white knuckle ride of...
Well, you were live on stage, heavily pregnant, doing your show, which was incredible. And I was just like, wow, there she is. Yes,
I
this
had
is
her the
amazing.
next day, though, so that was probably not the best plan.
You gave
was
birth the next day?
Like an emergency as
Oh my God!
My waters broke the next day after that show, and I sort of knew they had, but I just put it down to me having myself.
Yeah.
I was like, it could be
Don't we
anything.
all?
I just thought, I'm not going to say that's waters breaking because I don't want to panic anyone. So I went through the whole day with my waters having broken, just in denial because there was so much to do.
And was loads of water coming
There were
out as well?
uniforms to sort, it was sort of back to school time. There were packed lunches. I was literally shaping my daughter's packed lunchbox sandwich into a pterodactyl with my waters having broken. And my gynecologist was just like, my husband Guy, and he was like, get here now.
Wow.
I was like, I think I just wet myself. No, you're having a baby.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
so,
how long after that day, you gave birth like that evening?
Yeah.
Imminently.
And my husband wasn't there, so it was looking like my father-in-law, who's wonderful, but the kind of guy who kind of asked about this flexible working thing I'm talking about. And I was like, oh, this is going to be a ride. I choose Beagle, Douglas the Beagle over this situation. So, yeah, it was something else.
Wow. So how early were you then?
6 weeks early.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's, rip the plaster off.
Rip the plaster off.
Yeah.
And then I want to talk to you about dating, because I have a great story about Anna, and I love this story. But we were at an award ceremony together.
Oh, God.
And Anna was up for an award, and we were sitting next to each other, and her category was coming up, and she vanished. And I was like, where's she gone? Like, she's about to get nominated for something. And then they're like, and the next award for it was like the change, what was it? It was like the best change in life. And then Anna just rushes back to her chair. And I was like, Jesus, where have you been? She was like, oh, I've got a date here. I met him on Hinge. And I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, Anna wins. Now, the winner is Anna Whitehouse, and she goes up on stage. She literally, like, queen, goes on stage. Thanks very much for this award for Flex Appeal. Yes, I rock. My date's here. I'm off. See you later. And that was basically it. And it was amazing. And I was
it was our first date.
What just happened?
Was it actually? Your
It was
first date?
amazing. I was like, what just happened? You just won, and now you're going off with this really hot man.
Yeah, but he ghosted me after that.
Oh.
I think it was probably a bit much, wasn't it? Going, come and see me win an award.
And then I'm going to announce it on stage that you're waiting
I'm
for.
going to announce it on stage before we've had our first conversation. Come on in. So yeah, like that was
brilliant. I loved
an era.
that.
That was an era. Yeah.
So have you got any other dating stories?
Oh God, has anyone been on Hinge in here? One
over there.
I think the best stroke lowest time was I went through a period where I lowered my age range. I was like, do you know what? These guys post 40, I'm done with them.
Yeah.
Like, I want to try and fish in a younger pool. And it was pure Mrs. Robinson vibes. I mean, literally cleaned up. I mean, completed Hinge. It was extraordinary. It was like, I didn't know I had to just put it down a sort of decade or so. But it was always because it was not about the emotional attachment. It was about the... It was about the connection.
Right. Got it?
Got it. And this one guy, honestly, it was... I still can't talk about it, but...
You can do it.
You're going to have to now, yeah.
We want to know.
Really, things coming out. And he was like, he was 29, and he got on the date, and I was like, hi, how are you? He was a yoga instructor, so very zen. I was like, how are you? It's all great. He goes, yeah, great. I said, have you been on many dates? He goes, yeah, I've had lots of girlfriends, lots of dates, but kind of the problem I have is I get pedestaled a lot, like by women. I get put on a pedestal a lot, you know, and it's a bit like you have tonight, Anna, you know, just put me on a pedestal. And I was like, whoa, Sparky. At 42, with like 3 children out back, 2 guinea pigs, postnatal depression, and the menopause in my arsenal, I was like, wow. No. I was like, no, you're not being pedestaled right now. This is 2 people communicating, okay? Very baseline. Like the Debrett's Guide to Etiquette is saying, just be polite.
Yes.
This is politeness, not pedestaling. And I was like, good luck with everything. This ain't for me. And I walked out, and he came scampering after me. He goes, I've never been so turned on. He was like, no one has ever spoken to me like that. I was like, well, they should have.
Yes, they should have.
And, you know, in all seriousness, when my daughter said to me, how did you know that Ollie, my partner I found on Hinge, was right? I was like, do you know why, little one? It's because I walked away from so many days, so many moments where when I was 24 and I got married, I was grateful a man had chosen me. I was so grateful a man had chosen me. And this experience through Hinge was I was able to walk away and say, no, sorry to make me cry, that's not good enough for me.
Oh.
That's not good enough for me, because my little girls, they need to see a blueprint of worthiness and not gratitude for being picked. And so it was bigger than
Absolutely.
that.
I mean, absolutely. Amen.
And then when you met Ollie,
Yeah.
tell us, so you felt it was different at the time. Like, what was it about him that made you feel more empowered?
He's kind. He's so kind.
Yeah.
It's really fit.
All right, love.
All right, Louise.
And on a base level, he looked like his photos. I mean, when you've been catfished, you're like, oh my God, he's actually does what he says on the tin. Yeah, I think kindness and EQ, they're so sexy, and we're again just.
And
here
did
we
you
are.
just know? You just knew straight away?
Knew straight away, and I don't think there's many Disney happily ever afters that go with boy meets girl, boy and girl get divorced, girl goes on Hinge, completes Hinge, says no to a few, kisses a few frogs, meets new partner, gets engaged within 3 months, has a baby within a year. You know, there's no Disney happily ever after that covers that. But do you know what? Like, I'm so happy that I found not just happiness, I think that's fleeting, contentment.
Because sometimes we're so accustomed to being like, oh, we have to do things in a certain way. You know, like you say, get married at a certain age, have kids at a certain age. But actually, when you meet somebody that you're actually happy with and brings out the best in you, then all of a sudden it's like, you are a better person for that.
It's not about petrol shop chocolates and, like, you know, date nights even. It's about being able to rupture, have an argument. All of us in this room have had a scrap, probably the last 24 hours, with our partners.
Everyone's like, yeah, this morning.
Yeah.
My partner was doing my head
Who's
in.
had a slight, like, passive-aggressive moment with their partner in the last 24 hours? Yeah, okay.
And then just today.
Yeah, in the last hour. And I think, again, I grew up in the 80s with my parents hiding their arguments behind closed doors. I was like, no, we need to see it out in the open.
How did you cope, though, with navigating divorce with children? And because I know you've been doing Magpie parenting, which I'd actually never heard before.
Yeah, what is Magpie parenting?
So Magpie parenting in separation and divorce is where you the children stay within the home, the nest, and the parents fly around the nest and come in. So it comes from a place of privilege. You've got to recognise that, because it's relying on either staying with a friend, you know, in that time, which is really unsettling, or having 2 separate apartments. You know, realistically, that's a lot of money. So we Magpie parented, but with friends and family, and had a tiny little flat that saw a lot of things.
A lot of Hinge?
On Hinge, the Hinge flat. And yeah, so it was good for the children. It wasn't long term because it was too expensive, but it was the first 6 weeks when my ex and I separated. We'd actually separated 2 years almost prior to that, but we weren't going to mention anything because I was like, I don't really want to announce this. It feels very separate. But unfortunately, a lot of incredible women on Hinge thought he was having an affair, so I would get
because
all
they
these
saw his
messages.
profile.
They saw his.
Oh
They're
my
like,
God.
your husband's trying to have an affair, and oh my God, screen grabs of.
Oh
and
my
I was
God.
like, we've got to say something because this is so messy. So we then announced it.
But how lovely that these women are supporting you.
Oh,
Being
it's
like, just so you know, you're like, actually, it's fine.
Yeah, I was like, God, they're all quite hot. Oh, geez. But no, and so that's what happened. And then we Magpie parented for a couple of weeks, but a couple of months, but nothing ever prepares you for telling your children. I think it's the biggest fear. And I am not here to advocate for divorce. You know, it is not to be gone into lightly. It's not some happy-go-lucky Hinge story on the other side. Telling my 2 little girls that we were divorcing was the hardest moment of my life. Also, it's probably the biggest love story, again, that no one talks about, because my ex and I, we stood outside the door and we anchored ourselves and we're like, we can't cry. We're not the ones that get to cry here. We have to be calm. And we did it in the guest room, because I didn't want them to recognise like the lounge as their space. And Dr. Martha, the child psychologist, I spoke to her beforehand and she said, do it in a neutral place. And we sat on the bed and we said, you know, for Mummy and Daddy are very good friends and we always will be, but we're not in love. And so we're going to have to live in separate houses. So that means we're not going to be living together with you. And they understood it, and they said, oh, is that why you two have been arguing a lot? And we're like, yes, it is actually, let's be honest. Let's have an honest conversation. And it went on for about 20 minutes, and we hugged them. We didn't cry, we held them. And then my youngest said, can I go and watch Mamma Mia 2 now? And you know, you're sort of built for this like crescendo, and then suddenly it's like, yeah, okay, great. So you two going separate ways. Where do I put my stuff? Thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much. Very brave.
And would you say that it's, since having a divorce and living in separate houses, and would you say it's changed your parenting style?
Co-parenting is really hard, you know, because you're parenting with a lot of trauma. It's, you know, it's not been easy, but the things I've done that have really helped has been making sure the children have enough stuff at either their dad's house or my house. They will not have to manage the admin. Like the minute they're managing where their sports kit is or where their blazer is, like that's the trauma for them in their little world. So I literally have like 5 blazers, like, you know, 3 toothbrushes ready to go at any one point.
Anna was one of the first people that I followed when I started Instagram. And I remember seeing a picture of you pushing a pram, and in the cup holder was a bottle of wine. And I remember thinking, that is who I need to follow on Instagram. So thank you for that inspiration. But how did the word Mother Pukka, like when was the moment you're like, do you know what, I need to do something online, I need to do something, and Mother Pukka it is?
I mean, it started in obviously a very sweary place, and I had to water it down a bit because I was angry. You know, I think probably each and every one of you think right now of that moment, that straw that broke the mother's back. And I think it can be, I'm joking about me losing my temperature this morning, it can be a small moment that opens up a magnitude of stress and exhaustion and tiredness and carrying this kind of domestic load. And for me, I was doing the nursery pickup, and I had said sorry at 4:59 p.m. to my boss. I'm so sorry, I've got to leave to pick up my daughter. Sorry. Got on the tube praying to sweet God that there weren't leaves on the line or a red signal, and I shoved myself into somebody's armpit to get on the tube to get to nursery. I was 6 minutes late. I was charged £1 a minute after 6. And then my little daughter was the last one there at nursery, sitting with Paw Patrol backpack on, big Bambi eyes, and she was the last person, genuinely the last person I have said sorry to as a mother. And I remember thinking, I can't say sorry anymore for something that's not my fault. This is not my fault. It's not your fault. It's not her fault. And I'm not raising her to apologise in the future for something that's not her fault. And that's where Mother Pukka came from. I was like, I don't give a about nappy bags. I don't care which one is better or, you know, which nipple teat's better. I want to know what happens to women the minute that you get pregnant and you get pushed out of the workforce. The whispers, like I said, on maternity leave, she's probably not coming back. Do you know what? Let's lead with she is coming back. How do we get her back? How do we support her coming back? How do we recognise the pain of leaving your daughter at nursery? And going into a work meeting, literally torn apart, torn into. And I think we've heard it many times. We sort of have to parent like we don't work and work like we don't parent. And it's tearing women and mothers still to this day, right now, in half. And I'm not having that.
No, absolutely. And could we just see a raise of hands of anyone here who has felt they were pushed out in the workplace or found it really difficult to go back to work felt discriminated about. I mean, there you go, proof's in the pudding. Well, thank goodness for people like Anna, who's going to hopefully change that for our daughters.
Yeah.
So thank you again.
Yeah, there is nobody that is going to work harder than a mum who has got 2 hours to do a full-time job.
Absolutely.
I can do a full day's work in 2 hours because it's like mum power.
100%.
And I'll be sat on my laptop being like, who needs this email? Right, do this. And then you think, right, and then I can pick the kids up from school.
They don't see you then going to log on late and you're in early. There was just never a recognition of all the extra hours you were doing quietly around caring for a child.
Yeah.
And then I realised I was essentially earning about 50p a month after childcare costs. And I was just...
You can't even buy a bag of Wotsits with that, can you?
Is this, you know? Yeah. In Sweden, they cap childcare £232 a month, regardless of income. That's it.
Wow.
Like, can you imagine? Again, this is not some utopian vision for mums. It's happening right now elsewhere.
It's working in other countries.
And I went on a trip with this New York Times journalist. We were sat there, and you can imagine it's in Sweden, Stockholm. And she leant over to me and she was like, what's with all these like male nannies everywhere? It's so odd. I was like, they're dads parenting. This is what equality looks like, my friend.
Does anyone have any questions for Anna?
Hi, Anna. Thanks for that. That was so interesting. I was wondering what your take on this arbitrary 100k cap on the 33 hours childcare, because it affects us quite significantly. If you are like looking to progress in your employment, but if you earn at 100, then you lose those 30 hours. But if you have to earn like 150 to make it even worthwhile.
I think it plays into the complete cap on women, mothers specifically, succeeding. It's like a parental block, essentially, to your career being furthered. It's the equivalent of anyone that works part-time. Does anyone in this room work part-time? And how often do you get made to feel less than, like a slacker, like part-assed? You know, it's the equivalent of that. I think the minute you become a parent, it's like we're being taken, it's almost being curtailed and capped at all angles. And I think there's never a recognition with the cap that, you know, we want to further our careers, and yet what we're doing is hampering our careers to fit in with a governmental structure that quite simply wants us to do less and earn less. The whole structure that we're working in, and I've existed in a different one in the Netherlands, so I know it can work, isn't working, to answer your question. So we're working on it.
Such a good question. Thank you.
Any other questions?
So obviously you're on your baby number 3. Are you enjoying it a little bit more now than your previous ones? And in terms of breastfeeding, how are you finding that if you do breastfeed?
So yeah, I stopped breastfeeding at 6 months this time, mainly because I didn't recognise my nipples. I was like, there's something going on very badly here, so we're going to have to just work around that. But yeah, I've loved it. I feel like my little baby Lola, she's 16 months now. I thought she'd be the straw that broke my back. I was freaking out. I was like, I'm not going to be able to do this. I don't know how to do this. And I weirdly feel like she was sent almost to me to help me, to make me fall back in love with the process of having a baby, because I had so much birth trauma with my second. I wasn't stitched up properly. I had prolapses. I went through, and I think so many of us have gone through so many things through having a baby. And it was like she went back in and kind of fixed everything and kind of gave me a hug.
Oh, that's lovely.
So yeah, really, really enjoying it. I'm absolutely knackered. I'm like on the edge, absolutely 100% on the edge. But like also I think that there's such joy in also knowing that you're going to be on the edge. Yeah. You're going to be stood in Tesco holding a pineapple and not knowing why. You're going to be stood there questioning mind, vagina and soul at any turn, and finding your daughter...
Finger at the dog's asshole has got to be there.
Just tending to your dog's asshole. And then going for a walk in the sun with your dog and your baby like nothing's happened. I just think that, for me, is motherhood.
Oh,
That's lovely.
so nice.
Any other questions?
Oh yeah, we've got a few.
Another question?
You're very inspirational. I've really enjoyed listening to you today talk. I just wondered, what is your biggest highlight of your life so far, career or motherhood?
It's a great question.
That's a really, really good question.
It's now, isn't it?
It's right now.
Right now.
Hey, this podcast, right? Honestly, Teen Toast event.
I think if you'd have asked me 5 years ago, I was chasing this sense of purpose that had been fed to me through the press, which was financial, it was title, it was a version of motherhood, mum bossing, that I actually realised with peace I didn't want. So my biggest achievement is being a mother and really leaning into the grey, nitty-gritty, everyday banality sometimes, where you are trapped within your own four walls, going out of your mind and realising this is Mother Nature's biggest privilege. I've had 5 miscarriages. It's the biggest privilege. And it comes with tears and tantrums and tea and toast and peaks and troughs and scars and leaking out of every flipping orifice. But good God, it's the best job in the world, and it's taken me a long time to make utter peace with that, because society doesn't remunerate us, doesn't recognise us, and will have us think that we're not succeeding. So that's my biggest success story. And the flexible working bill, because that's to do with mothers and women and my little girls not going through what I went through.
Any other questions? Yes.
I also have 2 daughters, and a question I think about a lot is when my girls are older and they sit at somebody's table that I don't know and they describe to these people what it was like growing up with me as their mum and their childhood, what will they say? And I wanted to ask you, what do you hope your girls will say about you and growing up with you and the work that you do? What do you hope they will say?
It's such a lovely question. For a long time, I prioritised fighting for flexible working, building a platform, building, purpose, title, money. I focused on that. And one day, my daughter, she was 8, she said, "Mummy, sometimes I don't think you like me very much when you're on your phone." And in that moment, I think we've all had those moments. I can't feel guilt for that moment, because I'm also needing to pay bills, I'm needing to move forward, and I have every right to have drive and purpose in what I want to do. But in that moment, to answer your question, I realised when I looked at my phone, you know, those accidental photos that are taken of 5 chins, and I was like, what my daughters are actually going to see of me, despite what I'm fighting for, is that. And it's not a pretty sight. And I think being present is a bit too pressured. It's a bit like me time and date night. I find it a bit pressured. We need punctuation points within our day of connection, that's all. And so I hope through my openness, and I cry in front of my children, I'm messy in front of them, I lose my temperature and temper, I cry ugly tears, I fight with my husband, I repair with my husband, it's messy, it's stressy, it's everything in between. I hope they see a woman who tried her mother best.
Or her mother pucking best.
Mother pucking best.
Yeah. And I need to ask you about the school WhatsApp groups, because we talk about the school WhatsApp groups all the time, don't we?
We do.
Are you in all the WhatsApp groups? What do you find irritating? Did I tell you the other week that a lady messaged me to say, I may have said it on the podcast, so a lady messaged me to say that a dad in a WhatsApp group at a school down south took a picture of himself in the bath, pleasuring himself, and he put it in like the year 3 WhatsApp group.
Oh my God.
Now, I was absolutely howling because I was like, can you imagine oh my God. So he immediately tried to delete it, but there was 3 mothers that saw it and screenshotted it. And I was like, this lady was like, I'm not telling you my name. Please don't tell anyone where I'm from. She was from down south. But yeah, this dad had literally sent a picture of his and apparently
Do you reckon he did it on purpose? Like, hey, there you go.
I might have tried that when I'd completed Hinge. I might just be like, anyone? Just pop it out in all my groups. Anyone lurking? No. Any single dads out there? Everyone else is going, I've lost a blazer. I'm like, I'm looking for a husband.
Yeah. Preferably a big, but you know, nice personality.
Yeah. Has to be unmarried.
I got a message yesterday, actually, from a mum from the secondary school, because I feel like the secondary school WhatsApp chats aren't as busy as the primary school ones.
Yeah.
And I did forget an inset day recently, and then asked in the WhatsApp chat, like, is there an inset day, even though I knew that there was because the school was closed and my son was there. And but then my daughter then got my phone and actually wrote in the WhatsApp chat, love you, to everyone, and I don't know who they are. But then I got a message last night from a mum who I don't particularly know very well at all. And she just went, just so you know, there is an inset day on the 20th. And I was like, do you know what? Thank you. Because I would have sent my kid in. So I was very grateful for that. So I do hate the WhatsApps, but you do need them.
You do need them.
And I was class rep. I was class rep.
Yeah, but other people
Not
were
anymore.
doing the repness for you, weren't
Did you put
they?
yourself forward for that?
Yes, like an idiot.
Like, what was your thinking around that, though? Were you
Because
just
I'm an
like,
idiot. No, to be
I've got
honest.
so much time here.
Yeah,
Let's just do it.
No, to be honest, it was my daughter's class and it was my 3rd and final child. I was a bit like, I've done this, I know the ropes, I know about swimming and PE days, I can do this. And to be honest, like no one else actually did step up. So I was like, oh, I've got this, I can do this. I completely messed it up. So I just thought, you know what, I'm like ruined assembly for everyone. No one turned up. So I had to step away from it.
Also, the slight passive aggression when lots of brilliant parents have gone on all school trips in their high-vis and you're just like head down, like, I haven't got capacity for that. And they're like, any other parents want to join us? We've all been doing trips to the British Museum for the last 5 years. Any other parents? And you're like, no, can't do that one.
No.
Busy that day.
Yeah,
And do you like reply to the WhatsApp groups? How do you find them? Do they irritate you or?
No, I do quite like them.
Are you quite active in there?
I'm quite invested.
Are you?
Yeah, no, I am quite invested.
Do you reply? Are you like a lurker? Are you there just for the drinks? Like what kind of WhatsApper are you?
I think because I've moved to a new area and I don't have many friends, I think I'm using it a bit in an unhealthy way. I look at it. I'm like trying to find
not
friends.
Hinge.
Yes. I'm like, hi guys. Hi guys. So I'm like, oh, I'll get involved in that. So I'm very different now because I've moved to a new area that I'm quite overexcited. Well, like a sort of slobbering Labrador looking for a tennis ball. That's the vibe I've got in the WhatsApp group, which is not the lurker that I was of yesteryear. I'm a bit more invested. I'm in all the high-vis on all the trips, which are very stressful.
Yeah, they are.
Because you're just literally, I'm responsible for 7 children in London.
Yeah.
That aren't, what? Oh
God.
Yeah.
What is this?
There is a lot of pressure on that.
Yeah. My friend went on a trip and one of the kids fell in the lake and obviously she jumped in afterwards and got him out, but she was like, it's very hard to explain to the parents why he's so sodden. You know, you're like, oh, just a little paddle. And he's literally like head to toe, drenched. He just toppled in, was in just for a few seconds, nothing to worry about.
Oh my God.
She was like,
That's what they
imagine
say
though.
Nothing serious, but they've got a mark on the head. It's probably the size of a golf ball.
Yeah.
Nothing serious.
Yeah, nothing
They've had
to
a
worry
shot
about.
of Calpol. Don't worry. We took care of
Bless
it.
that cowpole.
and we filled in our form, so we're not liable if they die.
Yeah. And you got me. So there you go.
On that note, that's all we have time for today on our first live podcast. So thank you everyone for coming. And thank you, Anna, the amazing Anna Whitehouse. Thank you so much. Thank you. And everyone, thank you so much for coming. This has been amazing.
And don't forget, if you don't subscribe to our YouTube channel, please do.
Yes.
Or get your friends to as well, because we need to keep going with that,
Yeah,
don't
we do. We need to keep going. And if there's anything else that you want us to talk on the podcast or any guests that you'd like to have on, just let us know.
Happy tea and toast day, everyone.
Yeah!